Hormone replacement therapy or not, early days or years in, there comes a moment when the truth in you starts to press on your ribs from the inside. You can't push it back down, not without going numb again. If you're here because you're thinking about coming out and your hands shake, just imagining the conversation, you're in the right place. Breathe with me. You're not dramatic. You're not selfish. You're waking up. This video is a gentle, practical walkthrough of the coming out process for trans women and trans feminine folks. We're going to move slowly, like a friend talking with you in the kitchen after everyone else has gone to bed. I'll give you language you can borrow, a tiny plan to keep you steady, and options for work, school, and healthcare. Near the end, I'll share one sentence that diffuses skepticism without inviting a debate. In a few minutes, we'll also practice a 2-minute reset you can do in stealth, even if you share walls with people who wouldn't understand. Stay with me. Before we tell anyone, we check in with ourselves. Coming out isn't a performance, it's an alignment. You don't have to have every answer. You do need enough self-trust to stand on when other people wobble. Ask yourself 3 quiet questions. What truth am I naming? What support do I have within arm's reach? What boundaries will protect my peace if someone reacts poorly? Your answers don't have to be poetry. They just need to be honest. If you're already working with a therapist or you've been journaling, let those notes remind you that this isn't sudden. It's the next step in a long conversation you've been having with yourself. Who do you tell first? Choose the person who has already shown you care without conditions. The friend who listens more than they talk, the cousin who asks your pronouns when you mention a queer show, the coworker who gently corrects a misgendering when you're not around. Beginning with an ally matters because your first experiences will set the tone for the rest. Early warmth builds the confidence you'll borrow for harder rooms later. If you're not sure who counts as an ally, look for people who respect boundaries in other areas of your life. Notice who apologizes when they get something wrong. Notice who uses your nickname without making it a joke. Allies are usually already telling you they're safe in 100 small ways. Now, safety. I want you to do a simple readiness scan. Imagine the conversation goes beautifully. What changes tomorrow? Imagine it goes poorly. What could be at risk? Housing, income, access to your kids, your physical safety, your mental health. Every situation is different, and your safety comes first. If disclosure could put you in danger, plan for privacy and pacing. It is absolutely valid to come out in one area of life and stay stealth in another. Your worth is not measured by how loudly you disclose. Let's talk language. When you're ready to tell someone, be direct, human, and specific. Script this out with me, and please feel free to pause and repeat it aloud until it lives in your mouth. I have something very personal to share. After a lot of reflection, I understand that I'm a woman. I'm using the name Jasmine and she or they pronouns. I'm not asking for your permission to be myself. I'm asking for your support as I live more honestly. I'm the same person you love. I'll answer questions that are respectful, but I'm not debating my identity. There's nothing academic about that. No lectures, no footnotes. It's simple, clear, and it centers your reality. You can adjust words to fit your style, but keep the spine. Truth, name, pronouns, boundary, continuity of love. Now, the 2-minute reset I promised. This is your anchor before, during, and after hard conversations. Place one hand on your lower ribs, one hand on your chest. Breathe in gently through your nose until your lower hand expands first. Let your exhale be a little longer than your inhale. Release your jaw so your teeth aren't touching. Feel your feet, all 10 toes. On the next exhale, name one sensation without a story. Tight throat, warm cheeks, heavy belly. 2 more slow breaths. You've just told your body that you're safe enough to feel what you feel. This is stealth friendly. You can do it at your desk, on a bathroom break, sitting in your car before walking in. How do you handle reactions? Think in 3 buckets. Supportive, uncertain but willing, resistant. When someone is supportive, mark the moment. Say, thank you. Using my name and pronouns matters. Ask them to practice with you, and if it feels right, invite them to be part of your widening circle. Supportive people can help you update a group chat name, send a quick note to a professor, or stand beside you in a family conversation. When someone is uncertain but willing, give them a small job and a resource. I hear that you need time. For now, please use Jasmine and she. If you want to learn more, I can share a beginner resource. I'm happy to talk again after you've read it. You are not their search engine, but pointing them toward a starter guide can convert uncertainty into action. When someone is resistant, hold your boundary and end the loop. Here's the sentence I mentioned earlier. I'm not asking you to understand today. I am asking you to be respectful. If you can, I'll step back until you can't. This removes the oxygen from an argument and protects your energy. Pause the video and try that line out loud once, slowly. Your voice has weight. Let the words sit on your tongue until they feel like yours. Let's go room by room because context matters. Workplaces. If you have HR and an anti-discrimination policy with gender identity listed, begin there. A short email works. I'm writing to share that I'm a transgender woman. My name is Jasmine and I use she or they pronouns. I'd like to discuss updating records, email, and my display name, and align on a communication plan for my team. If HR doesn't feel safe, start with a trusted manager or colleague and ask them to stand with you in the next conversation. Plan your timing around a natural checkpoint, the start of a sprint, a new quarter. After a vacation, momentum helps. Schools, a supportive teacher or counselor can be your bridge. Ask for a quiet meeting and say, I'm coming out as a transgender woman. I'd like my name and pronouns updated in records and communicated to my instructors. Can you help with a plan? Ask where to go if you face pushback. Know that many institutions have written policies, even if the culture hasn't caught up. Having a point person turns a maze into a hallway. Healthcare. If you can find a trans-informed provider, start there and skip the fight. If not, you can still be clear. I'm a transgender woman. Please use Jasmine and she. I'm seeking affirming care and referrals. If a provider refuses basic respect, you are allowed to leave and to file a complaint. Your body is not a classroom for someone else's bias. If you need community-vetted recommendations, a trans-led space can be a lifeline. Transgenderzone.com is one such community where many share local resources and lived experience. Now, living stealth. For some women, privacy is peace. For others, openness is oxygen. Both are valid. Stealth can reduce exposure to harm and let you focus on life beyond gender. It can also be isolating if secrecy becomes a wall between you and support. If you choose stealth in one area, make sure you have at least one space where you can exhale fully. That might be a friend's kitchen, a weekly group, or an online community where you can use your name without flinching. You are no less real because you choose privacy. You are no more brave because you choose visibility. You are already brave enough. Let's talk practical aftercare, because coming out isn't a single moment, it's a series. Plan what you'll do in the hour after a hard conversation. Food that feels safe, a shower to reset your nervous system, a short walk where you look at the horizon instead of a screen. Text a friend and say, I did the thing. Can you send me a green heart? Decide ahead of time whether you'll check your phone for responses or wait until tomorrow. Protect your inputs. You get to decide what energy you let in while you're tender. Name and pronoun logistics can feel like death by 1,000 tabs. Start small. Update the places where your name is seen and said the most. Group chats, display names, email signatures, social profiles. Practice your voicemail greeting. Try on your new name in your mouth when you're alone. It gets easier faster than you think. If you're moving toward legal changes, look up your local process, but don't let paperwork become the gate to your humanity. Legal is helpful. Respect is essential. What about the person who says, this is a phase, or you're ruining your life? You do not owe a TED Talk on gender. You can say, I've had my whole life to think about this. You've had 5 minutes. I won't compress my journey into your comfort or simply repeat, please use Jasmine and she. You are not a defendant. You're a woman asking for ordinary respect. If you're partnered or married, your fear might be the loudest thing in the room. There is no script that makes this easy. There is also no version of your life where you can unknow yourself and be well. If divorce or separation becomes part of your story, grief is allowed to be big, so is hope. Many women find chosen family and new love on the far side of that river. If you stay together, couples therapy with someone who understands trans care can be a sturdy bridge. Whether you stay or go, you do not have to do it alone. For the tall girls watching, for the women starting later than you hoped, hear this plainly. There's no expiration date on your right to be yourself. There's no minimum height for womanhood and no maximum age for joy. You will find your angles and your colors. You will learn how to enter a room as yourself. Your beauty belongs to you, not to a checklist someone else wrote. If you're listening in stealth, whispering along with me, you are not behind. You are preparing. Use the 2-minute reset in the bathroom between classes. Save your scripts in a notes app folder labeled with something boring. Collect kind words like smooth stones in your pocket. When the day comes, you'll have what you need. I promised you one more sentence for skeptics. Try this. You don't have to feel what I feel to honor my reality. Start with my name. Say it once, calmly. If the person argues, you can step back. Your boundaries are doors, not walls. Doors open and close as needed. Finally, build your circle. If you don't have affirming people nearby, borrow mine. In the comments, you can tell us your first step and what you're afraid of. We will hold it with you. If you want a space beyond YouTube where the learning curve is gentle and the rooms are already warm, transgenderzone.com is a trans-owned, trans-only community where many women find steady ground. Lurk if you need to, you're welcome either way. Take one more breath with me before we close. Inhale into your lower hand. Let the exhale be the longest thing you do today. Your life is not beginning from scratch. You are carrying forward everything true and setting down what was never yours. Coming out is not the end of your old self. It's the moment you stop leaving her behind. I'm proud of you for how carefully you're moving, for every small act of alignment, for choosing the path that lets you breathe. When you're ready, tell one person who has earned the right to hear you. Then go gently, one conversation, one boundary, one kind choice at a time. You don't have to convince anyone to deserve your name. You already do. I'll see you in the comments.